Good evening, viewers. This is another edition of Politics and Power. Coming to you live on Kwara State Television Authority, Akpata Yakuba, Ilorin. Politics and Power comes to you live every Tuesday between 6 and 7 p.m., where we discuss issues surrounding politics and power in Nigeria and outside the shores of the country. This evening, we have with us an important personality in the person of CEO of Sweet Air Ambulance Services, and he is also a chieftain of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, in Kwara State. He is no other person than Malam Abdulazeez Oniyangi. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you so much.
Happy to see you.
Same here, my pleasure. It's good to see you again.
Thank you so much.
Looking so young as always.
Now, since 1999, when we started the democratic process, the experiment, it's about 27 years now. We have uninterrupted democratic rule. What will you make as an event that define our democratic progress in the country?
Well, thank you so much, and good evening, viewers. I think we've come a long way. I mean, for the first time since independence, this is the first time we've had uninterrupted, democratic governance in the country. It hasn't been so easy on a bed of roses. Comes with challenges here and there, and so on and so forth. But for me, overall, speaking, I think we keep maturing and putting in focus that even America's democracy didn't come easily. Neither did the other advanced countries as well. Didn't come so easily. So for me, I think we've come a long way. Challenges definitely here and there: insecurity, poverty level, services, and so on. So many things. A lot of interesting times. It's what I would just say. But so far, so good. I think for me, it's good enough. Well, we are not there. It's not yet uhuru. It's still a long way. But it's like when you're growing up as a child, you try to crawl. You're giving birth to, you try to crawl. When you try to crawl, you want to stand. You will fall. You will try to get up again. So that's the democracy. Those are the stages where we're at. At the metamorphosis stage, and trying to gestate to where we can walk, then, stand, then walk, from walking, then you can run. So this is the way I would look at it, really.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Taking it from where you stopped, like you talked about insecurity as part of the challenges, in our democratic process.
Yeah.
I want to talk about followership. Have we had it so good? How will you say followership? Because many people will blame leadership, for our democratic, lapses also. What about followership?
Well, followership, it depends on the context in which you're looking at followership, and relating to the leadership structure as well. Because if I'm going to be very honest with you, we've never had it in the same way you've had leadership and followers going for a particular leader the way we went for the current president, especially, pre-2023. And same goes also with the late presidents, Buhari, who had a massive, more like an occultic followership, and you tend to ask yourself one or two things. Why do they generate those numbers? What is the sheer belief why they could get those numbers? Whether you look at them from different prisons, it's a choice game. But then the followership were there. A lot of people sacrificed for Asiwaju to be president of this country, against all odds. And you can imagine when Buhari, may so rest in peace, he had this occultic followership in the north. And you start asking yourself, even up till death, that what has it done to still have that? So it's a fundamental, a tricky way to look at it from that perspective. So that's my own personal thought.
Nigerians as electorate, Nigerians, have they done it so well to check, to comment, to say things, to check their leaders? Have they done so well?
Well, quite a number of few people speak truth to power. you know. But what saddens me the most is circumference, especially when you see things are wrong. I mean, I'm a member of APC, and I cannot tell you today that the economy is thriving well. No, I won't do that. So you should learn to speak truth to power. When you have a leader and you think you have the leader, you don't do blind followership. What you should learn to do is to tell the leader. There are so many ways you can go about it to tell your leader. If you have direct access, they are offline, you can always talk to the leader. When you don't have, you go to the media, because if you look at it, for me, the media owns the country, really. The media men own the country. Anywhere in the world. They can make you, they can marry you. That's the truth. You know, so you can use that medium to speak truth to power, to say this are not being done well, these are not. We all have our shared ideas. Doesn't mean I'm right. I may not be right, but it's an opinion. And life is about choices. So you give people the opportunity to have choices, to say, okay, fine, I've listened to you as a leader, I've listened to you, my follower, okay, perhaps I should do it your way. Maybe things will be done differently. What are the risk elements? How can do I have that exposure where things can go bubble? So these are the ways to even look at leadership structure with followership, you know. And as a leader, you owe the follower also loyalty. So loyalty is two ways. It's two ways. And there's nothing like 99% loyalty. It's either you are loyal or you are not
100%.
Oh, it's 100%. And also, we should learn also that once you're in governance, as a leader, you are answerable to the society, not to your party anymore. If we have this kind of culture, I think a lot of things will make.
Our leaders need to learn that.
Yes.
And take that.
Yes. So I think that one of the things we should learn to do is, okay, I'm a member of APC. I become the leader tomorrow. But there are good people in the PDP. There are good people in the APC. You cannot throw away everybody just because they didn't support you. You should go beyond partisanship and say, you know what, do the right thing. Whatever backlogs you have, then you do, if there's a foundation, you build the bricks on it. Then you grow. For me, that's what is done in America. That's done in Germany. Even in monarchy system. This is what you still find out. Like, you have the Dubai, whatever. Dubai is UAE is a conglomeration of 7 emirates. And you can imagine Sheikh Zayed, for example, the founder of Dubai. And he's dying, and you have the son taking over for just a short period of time. Then the next one, Sheikh Maktoum, taking over. And you go like that. The same with Qatar. That has one of the highest GDPs, you know, Sheikh Thani, and the father feels, you know what, that's even a monarchical system, and feels, okay, fine, you know what, I'm getting old, time to step aside, my son come out with ideas, and you can imagine the stadium in Lusail for the World Cup. You can imagine a tiny city. What do they want to do with that humongous thing? For me, so I think when you're in government, you should leave your hatred aside. Focus on governance. Remember, you're answerable to everybody, not to your party. Not to your party. Yes, your party comes a priority, but you should be answerable to everybody.
Thank you very much. That's a very good one.
Yes.
Now, with continuous amendment to our 1999 Constitution, there's an amendment on this, amendment on that, don't you see this as a threat to democracy?
No, sir. I don't think so. Okay. I mean, laws are meant to be amended. Laws are meant to flow with times. We must learn from it. There is always a defect. There is no static law. The only law that is stagnant is the law of God. Is the law of God. The Quran, the Bible, the Torah. Those are the things that you can't change the word of God, but you can change the word of man to perfect yourself. So for me, I don't see anything wrong in that. I mean, the electoral law can be changed. You can do, I mean, almost if I'm right, where somebody is losing now, you can't quickly jump and run to another party and say, I want to be a governor here. So for me, that's fantastic. you know. But I'm sure even when they were making those laws, some did not know it's going to affect them anyway. So, so for me, that sounds interesting. I think there's nothing wrong in changing laws, or I mean amending laws, not changing laws, amending laws. You know, it's the law of man. You know.
I don't know whether you're so familiar with the amendment. I mean, what area would you want, you know, this amendment to touch, you know?
Well, I don't want to. I've not gone deep into, you know, and I'm not somebody that is so used to going into areas where I don't know so much about. I've not done my research. I've not asked experts. I've not learned from people. Then I can come up with my own. So I may not be able to do that with sincere apologies.
It's okay. It's okay. Now, to a large extent, in 2003,
yes,
there was kind of about 69% voters turnout. I'm talking about voters turnout now. But come like 2013, there was kind of a reduction, you know, like a voter apathy to stop.
In 2023, you mean?
2023, you know.
Okay.
I want to know, how do you view this, you know?
For 2027, whether we like it or not, there's going to be low voters turnout.
Well, what will inform that, please?
Yeah, the poverty level. It's for me, you know. People, I mean, so it's pointless when I know already an election has been won and you want me to come out of my house to come and stamp and do whatever.
That's permitted on the part of INEC. I mean,
it has nothing to do with INEC. Okay. It's about individual choices.
Okay.
INEC has no role in this. If I'm not happy, I'm here to feed my family. What am I going to do? I'm coming to come and, you know, whatever. When I go, I mean, let's look at the presidential. If you don't bring somebody that is credible to challenge our president, why are you wasting your time? When I know my president is one, has won. You understand what I'm saying? Or a sectional president, like you have the obedience, for example. I mean, why would I lose sleep over that? You know, so election, not rigging, nothing. But people are starving, whether we like it or not. People have been starving. In the days of Umar Ridiko, MPN, Umar Ridiko, late Umar Ridiko, said something in 1982.
Yes, that's true. I can remember.
And said, people have not eaten from the dustbin.
He said that.
Now, that was poverty. The Buhari government came in. So is a continuous storyline. It's a continuous storyline that poverty will be there. But then you can reduce the poverty level. After all, we have countries where, you know, you can barely see the poverty level. The GDP is so high. Here, we feel that the civil service, for example, for me, I'm an advocate that the civil service, the teachers, the doctors, those people who render services, I believe they should be well paid. It's meaningless when you have people in the parliamentary system of government are the ones making so much money, and the teacher who lectures, who even lecture them to be senators, any paltry sum of money. So for me, I think if we can close that gap, you can imagine how much is fuel. Even though it's something way beyond the Mr. President's ability. It's a global problem.
Yeah, that's true.
But we can't use a global problem as an excuse of how we treat our own people. So people in the state civil service, in the federal civil service, for me, even if you say 70,000, that's far less than $100.
Imagine.
Far less than $100. Far less.
For a month, you know.
In a month, what can that buy? What can that buy? Except we have been doing eye service, you know. And I come from a background where we say it bluntly the way it is. So, and for me, the truth is the truth. Your teachers, your doctors, the civil servants, those are people that you should be expending so much money on. Because those people train, the teachers train the future of the country. The doctors make you survive. If you are not well, you can't run a government. As a leader, it's the people that runs the government on you. You have the umbrella. You don't have people under those umbrellas. So for me, if you are not taking care of all these sectors very well, then it's a problem.
Will you say political class, politicians, political office holders use poverty to win elections, to kind of create that poverty situation so that they will get hold of the electorate every election time?
Well, unfortunately, it is what it is.
Uh-oh.
Unfortunately, it is what it is. Politics of money, because of the poverty level. If this one can give you 10,000 naira, 5,000 naira, is the best man. Without even focusing that people don't understand that if you are spending 10,000, that person spending 10,000, spending 100 million, he has to make that money back. So when it gets to governance, you don't matter. You don't matter. What matters is how do I get what I spent on you, then make extra, then I can give to you, sing my praise. These are the kind of things that, unfortunately, that we found ourselves. And it's just poverty. So sometimes it's sad to say it, but then when we think that poverty is part of the game of politics.
It's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
I just hope and pray that the next set of leaders, will find a solution to that once and for all.
Do you know, I don't want to go the way of religion, but the Christianity and Islam that I know so well teaches me that as a leader, you'll be answerable for your deeds in the hereafter. So for somebody who's conscious of the hereafter and the punishment of the grave, you start asking yourself one thing: will I do the right thing or not? Love my face, hate my face, doesn't matter. Don't forget, the great men of these two religions were not loved. Jesus Christ died at 33. He was not loved. He was stoned, he was dead, blah, blah. Prophet Muhammad, the same thing, even right from his own house. So if you're a leader, you're waiting for praise, because you want to do the right thing because you want praise, then I'm sorry for you, you are yet to be great. A leader must be abused. A leader has a white clothing.
You have that absorber.
Yes, shock absorber. Absolutely.
This lies the head that wears the crown.
Yeah, you have to make a choice. There is a price for leadership. But unfortunately, if followers can start waking up and living this poverty and say, yes, I may not. The Lori that I used to know as a child doesn't care about what you have. Doesn't care about what you have, but they care about humanity, community service. You can be rich and whatever. And that's one of the mistakes a lot of people made about Baba Saraki. Baba Saraki is not about money. Baba Saraki was more about empathy. This is the reality. I may not be in that camp, but this is the reality. This is some people I grew up to know, as a child. Don't forget, before Baba Saraki ever came into the picture of Ilorin politics, there were people like Yusuf Gobri, Super Pamsek. It was about empathy
for the people,
for the less privileged, and that is what Baba Saraki represented.
Kind of a web.
Yes. People didn't understand. It was not money. I think we'll be insulting his memory to think that it is about money. No, I don't think it will be fair. I don't think it will be fair. We should learn to judge correctly. If money now came from subordinates, why not? If not, you use money to, even in America, you use money to run elections. Anywhere in the world, you need money to run elections. You need money for logistics. Yes, you need money for logistics. To send people, please monitor this side. If you call it bribery, that's your own definition, but that is a normal norm. Anywhere in advanced world and whatever. But empathy was what these people were known for. Yeah.
Don't you think like expectations not met by, I was expecting this man to win election and then he didn't win. And wouldn't that form part of reason for that party sometimes? I don't know.
No, you see, it is human when you have a belief that this your candidate should be able to scale through, and eventually it did not. So it is just normal and human for the supporter to feel sad and bad. We are all human beings. I mean, definitely I will feel bad if my preferred candidate doesn't get what he wants. But that is just for a period of time. It's like a wound, it will heal. But you have to now start facing reality of time. That, okay, this new person has come, I don't have a choice, I have to wait for the next 4 years. If you can have that kind of thinking and philosophy, then you will just be fine. In my religion, there is a part that says, perhaps you ask for a thing, it may not be good for you. And I always say, what is good for you will not miss you. What misses you is not good for you. So exactly. So if you have this thinking, then why would you worry? Yes, as a human being, flesh, blood flows through your veins. You will be sad that your preferred candidates didn't go through. But that should just be for, you won't brood and be emotional forever.
And I commend you, and I like that. And I hope our people are watching at home to get that lesson, to get that, wisdom into their. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No, kind of technology or technological breakthrough in our electoral system, in our electioneering process. We have beavers, we have a high rev. How far do you think all these have helped to check electoral malpractices in Nigeria?
Yeah, well, you see, in the last election, I mean, we all had situations where parties were complaining about the beavers, about the IREB, blah, 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 blah. Fortunately, it's not a condition precedent to the election. It's just it's a technology. We know, even if we don't have concrete evidence, but we know that it was compromised. About 900 times. People trying to hack into the system and so on. But the wisdom of the then team of INEC just released the result the way it should be released. So for me, it's still perfection. Okay. Nothing, even as human beings that we were created by God, our organs will fail. We cannot have perfection. So not to talk of just a machine. But I think that it's something that would have been so good and work wonders. But then, the challenge you have with these things are the level of awareness and technological savvy of people in the rural areas. Go to places in Taraba. If you remember the story of the Kumo people, who never knew civilization was already. So do we have it in almost every state. How are you going to do that? Some networks don't even work. And we have a situation in a country where sometimes, before I came to your studio, I spoke with my wife on the phone, ended the call, and there was no network again. And I had an emergency message to also send on WhatsApp. So what do I need to do? Just take another network and do hotspot. So we don't have that perfection. I'm so sorry. It's not something I think that, as much as we need it, we can continue to try it. Okay. Eventually we perfect it, but we can't have 100%. It's not possible.
We should know that. I want to talk on this, particularly, take you to another level of that technological advancement in our electoral system.
Yes,
it is about these our boys. I won't say men, our boys that could manipulate, that could hack into these gadgets by INEC. Any good piece of advice,
What advice can you give to a prodigal child? What I would have said, one thing I want us to understand is that as a Nigerian that is widely traveled, our young folks, the Gen Zs, they are so intelligent that I would have wished that this intelligence were used in productive things than hacking, than doing all sorts of vices that even the EFCC preaches against. So they should have used that intelligence to do more positive things. And I can tell you, the Gen Zs are extremely intelligent people. They're not like you and I who are analog. Some of us, we use all these Android, iPhone, and it's just shakara. We probably don't know how to do some of the applications. So if we can engage them, and I think one of the things that we should be doing is to have a technology village.
Okay.
You can talk to Microsoft, especially, let's talk about Kwara, say, for example. You can talk to Microsoft, you can talk to Cisco. You know, those high level, you know, invite them, bring these guys in. You know, one of the guys that came with me, who's a very promising young guy, I said, I like the way you write, because I have a soft spot for people, young people who can write well, who are productive. I go after them. I don't wait for them to know me. I want to know them, yes, because I see hope in them. And I said, why, I'm coming to Kwara TV, why don't you do YouTube? And be earning something because you have followership, because they pay you dollars. I mean, they are paying you $200-300 in a week with the kind of viewers that you have. Just imagine one day you post a content that is hot cake and you have 1 million views. Let's assume 1 million views is $1 or even 50 cents. That's $500,000 US. That guy is a billionaire, but must take care of me as a father who showed him the direction of thinking. You know, so I can tell you there are so many promising young people that some just misplaced their intelligence to do vices. But I can tell you, it's amazing what the young folks can do. And their thinking is way out of. In fact, I'm one of the people that are beginning to think that education is a scam. But it's not a scam.
Really?
But that's my thought. Why I'm saying that is, when I was in secondary school, government secondary school in Ilorin, I remembered that if I knew the implications of those things, I would have focused more on them. They were woodwork department, they were metal department. That I should have been doing skills acquisition. Skills. A lot. So, and the kids of today, a lot of them, as much as we have the ones with the vices, you have so many intelligent ones who are doing wonders. Crazy. Sometimes I think I should rewind my age, you know, and join that crowd. Quite unfortunate. I can't.
Talking about armed forces, talking about the police and DSS, security agencies, how have they fared so well? You know, what have they done? So how do you rate their performances so well in the democratic experiment?
Well, it depends on in terms of what you're talking about. I mean, if you're talking about security, we want to talk about the insecurity happening in the country today. You know, most especially our dear state, Kwara State. It's quite unfortunate, very pathetic, very painful. But then, we are our own enemies. The members of the security services, they're human beings like you and I. There's a myriad of things that you can look at. Supposing they give you a gun, AK-47, and ask you to go to the forest, ask yourself, will you go?
Not at all.
These are human beings as well, who have decided to sacrifice their life, their family, for our safety. Question is, are they getting what they need to get?
To do well.
To do well. That's one. Two, intelligence has failed us. Compromised. Totally. I will tell you what, when I was a kid also, we were living on number 7 Sado Alanomo Street in GRA. As a kid in 1972, I realized there was a day robbers came into the house, packed some of our things whilst we were sleeping, and went away. This is when system works. And we reported to the police. I remember vividly well that policemen came from the forensic department, looked at the windows, dusted it, took out the fingerprints, then brought an Alsatian dog, tied a rope to the belly, and the rope was so long, and the dog started moving, sniffing. and it was sniffing, it was getting to places where some of the items that were stolen were dropped. Now, this is when the system worked. In modern times, we've gone beyond that to technology.
Beyond that. Yeah.
Where's the drone service?
To do that.
I have an Israeli friend. He's an Israeli friend here in Abuja. And I remember in the last dispensation, there's this gadget that's where we are right now. The security people don't have to go to areas of incidents. There's a truck here, and it brings out like a drone that watches 25 kilometers radius.
25 kilometers.
And watches every movement of foreign bodies with ammunition. What happened?
Can't we have that?
Can't we have that? Then you start asking yourself, what is going on? Third, amongst us, some people have seen that some things have been done successfully, then one prodigal child amongst connives with the ancestor, like Yoruba said,
Insider must know.
There must be a mole. So you now ask, in the community, who is giving these people information? So you can't pinpoint. But for me, honestly, to God who made me, the security men, kudos to them with due respect to them. In fact, I've decided to form a habit. When I see soldiers, I was at the airport yesterday, I said, thank you.
For keeping Nigeria safe.
When I'm sitting, I see a soldier, I say, please, sir, can you come and sit down? Because they're doing what I cannot do. These are people that we need to respect. You know. So it's a very sad thing. Honestly, it's something that is very pathetic. But whether we like it or not, life must go on. In the United States, every single day, there's gun violence. Every single day of the United States our lives. But then, you won't say they don't have advanced technology, but those are human-made that doesn't need a mole. So those are prodigal children, those are kids with decadency or mental issues, and they want to just do something that affects the society. So for me in Nigeria, I say to the armed forces, God bless you, we appreciate you, we love you, but please don't give up on us. We have failed you as a people. We have failed you. If nobody is admitting to that, that's between them and their God and their maker. But for me, the armed forces, the soldiers, the policemen, the DSS, we failed you. But please tolerate us. Don't lose hope. Please help us. Save our mothers. Save our brothers. Save our sisters. In Kwara South. In Kwara North. Kwara North is even more pathetic to me because I'm somebody who knows so much about that terrain. These are people who have done so much for us in this state. So much. But then, we don't treat them like human beings, honestly. Where's the development? The opportunities are there. I've traveled Yashikira, Kosubosu, all those places before, and I know how sad it is. And these people are still part of us. We hold them. We hold them everything that we can hold them, honestly, in my own lifetime. This is my belief. And same goes to, I'm not saying the Central is not suffering from all this also. You know, my Central people are people who are very understanding, very loving, very accommodating. And I know they also understand the plight of our brothers in the North and in the South. You know, so for the security men, wherever you may be, I love you. God loves you more.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Now, what will you say their role should be? You know, come 2027 and beyond. You know, at having credible elections.
Yes, they should just please don't be biased. Tensions are high. You know, people are looking, you know, people are really angered. A little trigger can be a bubble. Do what you need to do rightly. You know, be unbiased, be fair, be just. Let us go to the polls in peace. You know, just maintain the peace for us. Let we politicians be who we are, you know, and God save us too as politicians. May God touch our souls.
Amen, amen. Thank you so much. There are conversations around zoning, rotation, you know, particularly to some, in quotes, marginalized areas and all that. What do you see? What's your view on zoning, rotation
in democratic, in Nigeria?
In democratic, yes.
In democratic setting. I think it's, you see, we work in a society bounded by different tribes, different dialects. You know, we have the north, we have the south, we have the east. For me, I'm a proponent of rotation. If we have it peacefully, as a gentleman agreement at the national space, and we say the north and the south, then why can't we just let it trickle down the chain? That's equity, that is love, that is exactly. But if you say it cannot happen in another place, but it will happen in your own place, then there is no need for rotation anymore. Now, but me, there is no law that says, you know, but one thing that people say that I tend to a little bit disagree, especially when you come to the state level, is when you talk about competence. I laugh. Is there any village, is there any society, is there any local government in this state or in this country that you have people who are competent? I think it's a slap to people from every local government. Is a slap? Is an insult? To tell me there's nobody that's intelligent from Kama that's competent, there's nobody that's competent from Repodun, there's nobody that's competent from Ilorin South, you know. If you tell me that, then it shows how myopic thinking that person is. So competence is a core responsibility. Is a core score value to choose a leader. And so you can rotate. Why can't you rotate? If it goes to the north, I would do it again, and again, to say, let this thing go to Kwara North. But in the event that it's not going to Kwara North, I'll go to Kwara Central. Definitely. Definitely. Don't expect me not to. But I just believe in fairness, justice, and equity in anything I do. And I looked at it from a statistical point of view, right from the creation of Kwara City in 1967, for example, using Kwara City as a case study. Then you come down to 1999, you know, and you have one region, 0. Oh, all right. How fair can that be? And you tell me there's this story they will say, they did not agree. Even from the central, you have more than seven people. Why are you two talking? So double standard. That's what I don't like. Whoever gets it, I just want the best that will support the youth. This time around, I support those who love the youth, those who are more accommodating. You know, you don't have to agree with me. It's a choice. This is my choice. I respect choices. I respect those choices. Go and make your case. In my own case, I'm making my case. I'm saying, we talked here about technology. We identified that the youth are very intelligent. What are we doing for these guys? Why can't we just, why must it be about us? How long are we going to live? What kind of legacy, what kind of foundation do you want to? You need people, you lay the foundation, you need people to put the bricks, then they will look for people who will put the roof, then the lightings, the furnishing. These are my own way of thinking, and I believe that there's a long of enterprising young people. I love them with a passion, except those who are not good for themselves. And I hunt for them, you know. So if it goes to any part, as long as my party presents it, yes, I have my choices. I have my reasons for my choices. If you don't agree with my choice, it's your headache, not mine. Go and search for yours. Why don't you use your energy to promote yours? Once I use my energy to promote mine, rather than run down mine, then that means you don't have anybody. So rotation is something that I think is lovable, is doable, and I still think for the national level, President Asiwaju should still come back to do his second term, then then go back to the south. Now you bring anybody from in the south, from south, southeast, or southwest. You know, we know it's southwest among the south. But in the north now, you will bring from the north central, northeast, northwest. Why won't I? It's our turn. Even though I would prefer north central this time around.
Why not? Why not?
And even if it's somebody I don't like that is coming from north central, that I'm not in this party and is my party, and is from north central and is from especially Kwara State. I mean, I will support him. I will support him.
That's true.
I will support him, regardless of the party or whatever. But at that time, I'm sure they will all fall into my party, APC, because
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Talk about rotation now, you know, and let's come home to Kwara State.
Okay.
Rotation has paid, you know, I mean, Kwara North has benefited now kind of from APC. Your party, Kwara North is kind of benefiting now because governorship, you know, has been zoned and has rotated to Kwara North now. What do you expect? How do you expect?
Well,
what do you expect to play out?
You see, for me, and I will say the way it is. It doesn't matter whether I know the gubernatorial candidate. I don't know him, so I can't judge him. I can't judge him. I can't. I don't do that. You know, if he meets with me, I sit down with him. I can study him, rate him, and I can tell him bluntly what I think of him. You know, it's a different story entirely. But I was an advocate of Kwara North. It does not matter if my candidates won or not. The thing is, it is Kwara North. He has it. He has it. But then we can't say it is Uhuru. We don't know. I'm not somebody that jumps for celebration. I will wait for the official from NWC. If that's the way we go, we go. If we come back home to Kwara Central, I still have my choice in Kwara Central. I will be there. I will be there. As long as that's what the party, you know, presents. And if officially I'm approached to share ideas and I mean, you know, value, to be very honest with you, I would do that. I mean, for all I care, if the current speaker, I mean, if you tell me he's not competent, then I will ask you, how competent are you? Because somebody was a speaker for some years.
Some years.
You know, so it doesn't even make sense for you to come and tell me about his competence in the first instance. Moral character and all those things, that's none of the business. It's for me to have an independent judgment. But for me personally, I don't judge people, except you don't know who I am. I don't judge people by I hear, I say. I need to meet with you, then I'll tell you the way it is. But if that's the final bus stop for us in Kwara, what other choice do I have? I'll fall in line and do what I have to do. As I'm a loyal party man, you know. So
I wish your party good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We need
the best image.
We need. We're on life support, and so we need it. So we need to come out from our ICU as soon as possible.
That's all right. So
that we know where we go.
I wouldn't know what should be the roles of one orientation agencies at enlightening, sensitizing Nigerians on involvement in electioneering. Then our traditional rulers, religious bodies and religious men. What roles will you assign to them?
Now you are putting me at because the head of National Orientation Agency is my brother. And I could have shared my thoughts with him privately, but now that's on national interest. For the sake of national interest. Well, I think so far my brother, my dear friend. Today, I will call him is my younger brother. Right. You know, when I need anything from him, I say he's my senior brother. Because I knew when he was born. So I think he's doing well. I think he's trying his best. And I'm sure he's going to come out with a lot of ideas, innovation. He's somebody who has a capacity. And, he has the capacity and the mental ability to think out of the box. He's a very innovative person, adventurous. Yes, so Larry Saolilu is a fantastic friend of mine. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Time is fast, but briefly, I want you to briefly talk on NSAS and obedient. All these hashtag SARS, obedience. Would you say these movements have strengthened or weakened our democratic institutions?
For me, they've not done anything as far as for me, I'm sorry to say more destructive, regardless of what they feel. You know, I mean, there are better ways to express your grievances to government rather than making government get compromised, as far as I'm concerned. You cannot want to rule Nigeria and have a sectional outlook. You cannot. This is a country. This is a country of 36 states of 250 million people, and you are sectional. Combine all the numbers in Southeast alone, is still less than half of the number of people in Kano State.
Thank you very much.
And Niger State is so huge that it consumes all the. So you have a nationalistic outlook.
Thank you.
Then
Thank
people
you
will
very
start
much.
taking you seriously.
It's a pleasure having you on the program this evening.
Thank you.
I so much enjoy myself, and I hope you viewers have enjoyed yourself so far. We've been talking about Fourth Republic and democratic norms, and I've been discussing with Malam Abdulazeez Oniyangi, CEO, Swift Air Ambulance Services, and the chieftain of the APC in Kwara State. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
It is Politics and Power on Kwara TV. We'll be back next week with another important personality. Until then, it's bye from me, Abdulazeez, your anchor person. Bye-bye.